Wow. Can't say I ever thought I'd be here.
Yes, how serendipitous. Now, we have an important experiment to conduct.
Right. I figured as much. The Foundation never does anything nice like this for no reason.
It's very simple. Just look at the screen.
Now that's one ugly mother. What do I do now?
We wait.
We've got a containment breach on SCP-096. Tracking. It's in low orbit.
Huh? Is that coming closer?
I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Dr. Buck returning to base. Experiment log 096-2742. Status failed. The range of SCP-096 awareness is to now be extended to 239,000 miles. Researcher hypothesis: SCP-096 is able to sense someone looking at them from an infinite distance. Doesn't matter how far we go, it will always know.
This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends has done it again, delivering an incredible amount of new content for its millions of fans. For a champion collector like myself, Raid always has something lurking in its dungeons. There's likely something there for you too, and you can join in on the fun by clicking the link in the description below. Raid's recent update introduced an entirely new playable faction, the Shadowkin, heavily inspired by medieval Japan. Their ranks feature ninjas, oni, and samurai. These guys are shrouded in mystery. No one knows if they're to be trusted or feared. Their presence not only adds more to the raid story, but features cool playable champions, such as Bloodmask, Toragi the Frog, Sachi, and one of my favorites, Gintoro, with his spiky, fiery antlers. What I like about Raid is its variety. You'll be swapping out champions and mixing up your team to develop new strategies constantly, fighting not just awesome dungeon bosses, but other players online as well. This month, Raid is releasing 11 new champions, and along with them, they're releasing 200 brand new missions for players to complete. Those missions come with a legendary champion reward. And if that's not enough, Raid is also adding 5 tough new levels to every single dungeon currently in the game. So don't wait. There's too much to see. Use the link in the description below and start summoning champions in Raid today, and I'll see you in-game.
For the purpose of this presentation, it is important to have an operational knowledge of SCP-096. Measuring 2.38 meters in height, subject shows very little muscle mass. Arms are grossly out of proportion with the rest of the subject's body, with an approximate length of 1.5 meters each. Skin is mostly devoid of pigmentation, with no sign of any body hair. It can open its mouth to 4 times the norm of an average human. 096 is normally extremely docile. However, when someone views its face, whether it be directly, via video recording, or even a photograph, it will enter a stage of considerable emotional distress and will begin running to the person who viewed its face. That person is designated SCP-096-1. At this point, no known material or method can impede SCP-096's progress. The actual position of SCP-096-1 does not seem to affect its response. It seems to have an innate sense of SCP-096-1's location. Upon arriving at 096-1's location, SCP-096 will enter a frenzied killing state. 100% of cases have left no traces of any victim. 096 will then sit down for several minutes before regaining its composure and becoming docile once again. To test the limits of its awareness range, we continued our research on various points within our solar system. Whether it was Mars, Europa, or even Pluto, SCP-096 managed to find the exposed D-Class and eliminate them, thus proving my hypothesis that no amount of distance can stop it. We now turn our attention to a proposal by Dr. Logan to destroy SCP-096 once and for all.
It's clear to anyone with any sense that there's only one way to destroy SCP-096, and that's to lead it into the sun.
Hardly an original proposal, Doctor. I think we've all heard this before.
Right, but thanks to the esteemed Dr. Buck, we now know that 096's reach is theoretically limitless. We wouldn't even need to transport it. Just let it do all the work for us.
That would relieve a lot of the logistical confines of other such proposals.
Would it even work, though?
If the sun can't kill it, then nothing can.
That's a very valid point.
I guess.
Now is the time. We can finally be rid of this nuisance once and for all.
Dr. Logan's proposal was accepted by the O5 Council. The actual employment of the proposal was tricky at best. Training a D-Class for a mission into the sun without them realizing it is no small task. The D-Class was trained in all manner of astronautical techniques in the event of any failure. Once trained, the D-Class was sent into space, completing Phase 1 of the plan. Phase 2 had two primary objectives. A. Get the D-Class close enough to the sun, then expose them to a timed release video of 096. B. Destroy all existing materials depicting or referencing 096. This latter part was highly contentious among Foundation scientists.
Do you know how many years of research we are just throwing away over some inane throw it into the sun plan?
At least a decade's worth.
Exactly! Most of this stuff doesn't even depict 096. It poses no danger.
I know, Collingwood.
Do you think the O5 Council listened to my petition? No! They've ignored the signatures of over 50 scientists.
I think you might want to calm down.
50! That's some of the top scientists here!
Stop. Everything will be fine. Yes, this plan might be a long shot, but it's the plan. We need to respect that.
You're right. I guess I'm just stressed about other things.
Lawrence still in quarantine?
What? No, just other things.
Molly.
Fine, you're right, it's Lawrence. But it's also the principle of the matter. We can't rubber stamp every crackpot idea.
Despite protests, the operation was continuing. The Foundation destroyed every piece of material on 096. The idea being that if there was no evidence of the SCP, then the likelihood of someone potentially seeing it and disrupting the plan was nil. Thus, the D-Class were put to work incinerating the research. Elsewhere, the plan was ready to enter its final stage. The D-Class astronaut was approaching the sun. The 0 hour was here. When the shuttle was close enough to the sun, it would trigger the final step. After being shown the image of 096, the D-Class tried everything to escape the shuttle, but to no avail. They were trapped. The Foundation tracked SCP-096 as it left the lunar surface, clocking in at around 25,000 kilometers per hour. When it finally reached the shuttle, it was not as easily kept out as the D-Class was kept in. While we have no record of what happened on the shuttle, we can only assume it followed every other encounter with 096. At 1500 Greenwich Mean Time on April 13th, 2021, the shuttle disappeared from Foundation trackers into the sun. The Foundation saw the operation as a major success. Dr. Logan received a promotion to site director, and there was much jubilation.
They still have no way to prove it was successful.
Perhaps, but maybe just enjoy the moment.
You're telling me to relax. Oh, God, what is this world coming to?
You need to pick your battles. Fighting against having a good time shouldn't be one of them.
Do you really expect me to have fun with them?
No, but this champagne isn't half bad.
Well, once again, you're right. I need to learn to not worry.